neck spins. Neck spins are really popular and really versatile moves. You can throw them into a lot of combos, so it's really worthwhile to learn them. For beginners, they're scary to wrap around your neck with a hard handle. Pro tip, practice with a soft prop first. So on the one hand, you're not so scared to hit yourself with the handle, and then in most cases it works better than if you don't really dare to do it and then you make more mistakes than if you really just go for it. And in case you hit yourself, you don't hurt yourself so much if you practice with a soft prop. And note, there are two directions. You can do them from spinning inwards as well as from spinning outwards. And you should, of course, learn both directions and with both hands. How do they work? We start here with the inwards ones, spinning on the surface side. So you start spinning inwards, and the moment the whip spins up here on the outside, you tilt your head forwards, so the whip can touch the neck here, like this. And then you continue the spin, and when the whip comes up here on that side again, that's the moment where you get your head back on the other plane so that the whip can exit here behind you on the wheel plane, behind you, and then eventually to the front again. This neck movement, they have different options. You can just tilt your head straight back, like this, or you can turn your head a little, so first like this and over there. The turning version is, in my opinion, smoother and looks a bit better. It's not so hard. The just tilting back version you need when you want to do it with double whips eventually. So spin the butterfly and do a butterfly neck spin. There you can use any kind of turning, because any guiding the whip with a turning head from one side will affect the other one. You need the same motion for left and right, so you have no other chance generally just to go straight back. But for a single whip, the turning your head I find is smoother. But there's no right or wrong. What works for you is okay. Showing also from the side what happens. So I'm spinning inwards, and then the moment the whip touches the neck, you can either go straight back, and you see it's not only the head that is going backwards, but I'm really leaning backwards so that the whip has the chance to exit on the wheel plane behind me and really spin behind my back without hitting me. And the other option is spin here, and when the whip touches the neck, do this motion, and you don't need to lean so far back as in the just going straight backwards motion. Other side, it's the same thing. You're spinning inwards, and when the whip spins up, you tilt your head forwards so the whip can touch your neck. When the handle comes around here and up, then you either lean just straight back, or you do this head motion to guide the whip on the plane behind you, and it comes up then back to the front again. So showing the motion is like this. Either go straight back or do this motion like this. With turning your head, it's just easier to get your nose and your ear out of the way before the whip comes up again. So I'm here, I'm turning here, so I really get my face out of the way when the whip spins up, and it goes back here and then to the front again. Showing this also from the side. Spinning inwards, and either straight back, you see I really lean backwards pretty far, or when the whip hits the neck, just this motion, and it will just guide the whip on the other side. Some people have trouble to keep the momentum up when the whip leaves the neck, so when they are doing the neck spin like this, they get to here, and then the momentum is gone. The problem is that in that case the hand don't take over the spin again. So the moment when you spin around your neck and you do your neck movement, it's really your neck that does the spinning and that keeps the momentum up, but the moment the whip leaves the neck again, the neck doesn't do anything more, and if the hand doesn't take over again, then the whip loses the momentum. So when you spin here, the whip comes around, then your hand really has to pull and keep the circle going. So you can really exaggerate it and really pull the whip over and give it the direction that is again on a clean wall plane and not drifting off anywhere else. Another thing you can do, the shoulder can help. So when you spin here and come to this point where the whip leaves the neck, then you can add a little push for the shoulder. It looks like this. It keeps the momentum up, and it also gives the whip the direction in this wall plane again. So I'm really turning my upper body a bit. That from my upper body, it's already kind of wheel plane what I'm doing. So I'm here on wall plane, and here you see my body position is almost wheel plane, and to control this plane that it really goes straight to the imaginary line on the wall over there is easier when you just add this little push. You don't really need it, but it can be helpful, and depending on how you want to perform your spinning, it can be a nice effect that you can really perform. Same thing, of course, for the other side. So to keep the momentum up, the hand really has to take over again, and the shoulder can also help with a little push. Same thing for the outwards neck spin. It works exactly the same way. For some people it's a bit more scary than the inwards one because the whip wraps a bit more around the neck. If you do the inwards spin, then your hand is here, and then the whip goes around. For the outwards one, your hand is here. Can go a bit over to that side, but at first it's really here. So you see the ends are crossed here already. That means the whip really wraps more around your neck, and that creates a different feeling and can be a bit more scary at the beginning. But the spin itself works exactly the same way as the inwards ones. You just need to practice both to get comfortable with both sides. And also the tilting the leg backwards and adding a little push with your shoulder to keep the momentum up and to really direct it on the plane again is exactly the same as for the inwards versions. One additional thing, when you start to practice them, take a rather long part of the whip or your practice prop, because then you have just more time. You can really spin really slowly, and then you have all the time in the world to get the circle going. It's not a matter of speed, it's just a matter of timing, if you get the neck spin really down or not. So much for the neck spins. Just take your practice prop and see where that takes you.